Welcome to Tech Brothers with Amir. In this video, we are going to learn about first head and tail functions in a PySpark. Often we need to analyze the data or see the data, what exactly is first row, last row, and that these functions will help us to find that. Now, what will happen? A head that will give us returns the first n rows from the data frame as a list of the row objects. So we can get one or two or three records from top of that data frame. First returns the very first row of a data frame as a row object, and tail returns the last n rows from the data frame as a list of row objects. So that's great. Here's my sample data, and we have name, department and salary, and then we have columns name, department and salary, and here we are creating a data frame by using create data frame. Now once the data frame is created, let me show you how exactly it will look like. So we hit Control Shift Enter. That will run the selected text or code, and here we can see that we have a name, and then we have department and salary. Here is the first record is Amir, and the second record is Shehzad. So you can see that we have two records here, and Lisa is our last record. So we can now kind of resemble or remember, like when we put first, what it should return us, or when we will do the tail, what it will return us. So here, take a look. First of all, we will be using a head function here. Return the first n rows as a list of row objects. So you have right here, and we are saying head rows equal to, now this is a variable we have defined here, and we are saying data frame dot head, and here's the count of those records that we would like to see, and then we are using 4 and we are saying 4 row in head rows. So loop through this one and then print this out, because these are row object, right? So you have to kind of see them one by one. So if I run this code, what's going to happen, you're going to see 3 records, and that should start with my first name. Remember, first Amir, and then we had these 3 records from in our data frame. That's exactly we are seeing from top. Now we can go and say, if you want to use the very first record, that's going to return us Amir. So we said that this variable is equal to first row and df dot first, and then we are printing this one. Here we are not looping through anything, because this is it's a row object, but there is only single record, so you can simply print this one. Here we had 3 of them, that's why we had to loop through. Okay, now if I print this, that's gonna be simple, and this is going to return us the very first record, and you know that in our data frame we have Amir as the first record. So you can see right there, name Amir, department sales, and salary 5,000. So that's the row it is returning. Now if we want to go and format this in a tabular form, here this is just kind of showing you rows, and if we have like in the header, we just saw that in the example it will return us 3 rows. You can, it's okay, but if you want to be like, okay, I want to kind of make it more readable, so you can kind of print by yourself, but you have to do all these 3 steps here. So first you will be printing the header. So here print and then you say name, and then in the name, that's a column name, and this less than 20, that's telling us that it's left aligned, and then total 20 characters, the length of that one. And here department, that's gonna be left align as well, and 15 characters, and salary 10 characters and left align as well. Then we will make a separation line between the header. So this will be printing header, this will just make a line, and then we will start printing the row here. So you will say first row, and then name, and then that will take care of the name part, and then first row, and then department, and then first row as a salary. So same names what you have given here, the same will come here as well. So if I go ahead and print this one and see what output we get here, so you see that now we are getting Amir, sales, and this kind of tabular format, but not really. Okay, so in this case, as I said, that this might help, especially in a case where you would like to see as more like tabular form, but otherwise you can simply use this, and that will return you. It's more readable. You can also put in some Excel or somewhere and take a look from there as well. So you can have a row, and if you remove this row, Control F and replace, and also replace this, you have column and these values left, you can just parse the file. Okay, now let's go to the tail, and tail returns the last n rows as a list of the row objects. So we have a tail rows variable defined here, and then we said that df tail, and then we provide how many rows we would like to see from the bottom. So here in 2, and then we had to loop through, so we 4 row in tail rows, so we are taking 1 row at a time and then printing it out, and that's what we are doing here. So if you see here, we have Lisa and Bob. Those 2 records should come by this query or this statement. So let's execute, and now we can see that the very first row is Bob, and then we have Lisa because it took 2 last rows from our data frame. So this is how the functions such as the first, head and tail work in PySpark, and I hope this video is helpful. Please subscribe my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.